Hello, how's it going? I'm just here to try and explain what I did for this new tool. It's was created basically for speedrunning. Everyone can use, of course, but the idea was that it was gonna help planning the speedrun, which is why I named it Speedrun Planner. There are two things here on this tool. The first one is, of course, an Excel spreadsheet. I'm gonna go head here and open it so you can see. So the idea here is kind of like a tracker. I want to see like I want to help you plan the entire route. Like you're gonna put all the fights here, all the Digimon that you're gonna catch, and all of that, and it's gonna help you track your progress along the run. Okay, and what exactly does it track? Well, it tracks bits, which is crucial for buying little parts, buying gifts, and all of that. It tracks all of your roster, like all the Digimons that you are ever gonna use in a fight, their level, and most importantly, their stats. We can actually get like how their stats are gonna evolve along the run. So I'm actually gonna show you here how it works, so you get the idea. So in here, we start here on this route tab here. On this part here, starting on column A, the way to the end, basically, it's your roster. It's all the Digimons that you're gonna have. You only need to put here Digimons that actually are gonna fight. If you're just catching something that is just for story progression, like you're not gonna plan to use that Shiakomon for any fight, you don't need to put it here. It's basically just what it's gonna fight. And I'm gonna show you how it actually. So the first one here is the starter. You have three options. You can go here on Digimon. And you can select each of the three. Like, okay, I'm gonna go Demi. So the spreadsheet is gonna adjust. So these are the Demi stats. It's always gonna be like this. No secrets there. Okay, so let's assume that I'm planning a run for I don't know Metal Greymon run. Let's see. So we start with them Devimon, right? So each line here is a fight. Like you're gonna do this fight here, and then this fight here, and then this fight here, so on. So in here, you're gonna choose which fight you're gonna fight, like which encounter. So we're just beginning the game. You're gonna go on SCSI, and you're gonna fight, say, the Betamon fight. You can type if you want, if you know exactly what it is. The fights are all here. They are on alphabetical order, like wild encounters and then bosses, then Colosseum. Colosseum, of course, does not give you anything, but you can put it here as well. Fights are generally named like the first name here of the Digimon is the middle Digimon, and then left, and then right. So you know which fight you're gonna go for. This Betamon here is, the single Betamon fight, right? You know that's the only one that exists. On these columns here, you're gonna say which Digimons that you currently have that are gonna be fighting that. I only have Demidevimon, so I'm just gonna put Demidevimon here. So it's gonna show you all the roster, like all of these are, effectively blank. You don't have them. I'm gonna put Demidevimon here. So when I do that, it's naturally not gonna help you like how to win that fight. You're just gonna assume like, hey, I won that fight. What happens next? Now, Demi Devimon now was at this uh, at this condition here, and now it's this. He just gained 3 XP, right? Because he defeated this Betamon. This Betamon gives 3 XP. It doesn't change his level, it doesn't change his stats, so let's keep going. Say on the floor 2, I fight Snogoburimon. So let's go Snogoburimon here. And it's also Demi Devimon. Let's fight. Okay, so Demi Devimon gained 4 more experience, so his total experience is 7. He is now level 2, and these are his new stats. Now, what's important about these new stats here is that they are not fixed. Like if I press anything here, you can see the numbers change there. The way that this is being done right now, it actually simulates exactly how the game works. So we take into consideration the way a Demi Devimon levels up. We take into consideration that it's going from level 1 to level 2. We take into consideration its current speed because all of that actually affects how the Digimon gain stats, you know. And them Digimon, I don't remember exactly, but it's probably like a high attack gain, so that is taken into consideration here. So what this spreadsheet does right now is it simulates 100 level ups using the in-game calculation, and then take the average of that. So when it says it's something like that, you can see that it changes, but it does not change that much because this is like the most likely scenario for a level 2 Devimon that you're gonna have. Of course, it's not gonna always be this. It might be more, it might be less, but you actually can get an idea on how strong you can be. So that's the idea here. Like if I get a level 2 Demon, these are my stats. So you can try and compare to see how good you're gonna be, how strong or weak you're gonna be on a specific fight. Okay, so let's assume that I'm gonna go. Okay, I'm gonna go through the boss now. I'm just gonna go here and fight Hagurumon. You can also see here that my bits are is changing because each of these fights give me bits. So this is all like going up. I'm not taking into consideration here anything that you buy along the way. So it's not like your current money. It's like the amount of money that you gained in general. So that's the amount of money you can uh, spend on your tire run or something like that. So let's keep going here. So let's say I fought Hagurumon. So my Devimon fought Hagurumon. He gained more experience here. He reached level 3, and now these are his new stats. So this is the Devimon that I currently have. It's still, it's always gonna be the same here because of course he isn't fighting anything. So that's the Devimon that I have by the end of SCSI 1. Now let's say that I go for, I don't know, the usual route or that what used to be the usual route. We're not gonna. There's been a new route lately, and we see how it goes. But let's assume that I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go fight Toyagumon on video one. Okay, so again, we're just taking fight into consideration here. We're not doing like the story part is the same. There's basically no time to save there or to organize there, right? I mean, you can, of course, yeah, I'm gonna buy this and buy that, but that's not the goal of this spreadsheet here. So let's say that I go to video one and I'm gonna fight that Toy Agumon, right? So let's go Toy Agumon here. It's still my Demi Devimon only. Now Devimon has 32 experience. He still didn't level up to level 4. And that's the money that I got. Okay, now I got this Toyagumon. I went back to the city and I want to trade it, right? So I'm gonna trade it for the Snow Agumon. The Snow Agumon is gonna be my actual Digimon. I'm not gonna put Toyagumon in here because Toyagumon is not gonna fight. I mean, in this particular route that I'm showing off here, so it's not gonna fight. I'm just gonna go ahead and say, okay, I traded the Toyagumon. I'm gonna get the Snow Agumon. Now you have here 10 uh, let's say catch slots, right? You have open spots here for your team. You have the start and you have 10 spots. How do these work? You go ahead and choose any particular encounter. Like let's say I'm gonna do here something as an example to understand the general idea, and then later I'll do this. So I'm just gonna go like this. Okay, this is a fight that exists in the game. Edgermon, Dolphmon, Petermon. Now I'm gonna say I'm telling the spreadsheet that hey, I fought this guy and I'm gonna get. I mean, I'm gonna get this specific guy. Say one for Edgermon, two for Dolphmon, three for Peter. So let's say I caught the Dolphmon. So I'm gonna go ahead and put two here. There you go. So it understands that I caught that Dolphmon. The Dolphmon on that particular fight has these stats. So here he is. And he is already done. So if you do that, he can show up here if you want to use him. And you get the idea. That's how it works. I actually skipped this part, but I'm gonna tell you now here. Each of these Digimons have a nickname. The nickname by default is, just like the game, it's the same as the Digimon name, right? You don't even need to change. You only need to change this nickname here is if you have more than one Digimon along the way. Like, say you're gonna have two Aquamons along the 80% run, you're gonna have two Quagamons. You gotta tell the spreadsheet that they are different. So you gotta name like one, the classic, like the way I'm not sure if Chaotix does this, but Smartball does this. You call in Allnemon and Bunemon, whatever you like. So you just can give a Digimon a nickname, so you get that specific ID for that one, for uh, the spreadsheet uses. But anyway, let's go back here. So let's say that I got that Snow Agumon. Okay, so Snow Agumon is not an encounter. I mean, n- not an encounter in the game, but it's gonna be here on the list. You can go all the way down. You can see the trades here. Snow Agumon is here. Since it's just one slot, you gotta go ahead and type one here. All right, so this is no Agumon. These are stats. Now he's ready for me to use. Now let's keep going on our route. I went back to video and I went, directly to Kakatormon. So let's go here. I'm typing here, but you can actually go search for the current fight that you want to do. Now for this one, I want Demi Devimon and Snow Agumon to fight. So I'm gonna go ahead and put Demi Devimon and Snow. So both of them are fighting here, so both of them get the experience. So Snoguman went from level 3 to level 4. These are his new stats. Same thing applies here. It's actually taking into consideration the way a Snoguman gains stats. It's if it's high MP gain or anything else, it's taking into consideration that plus 100 times, like it simulates 100 times and then takes the average. The same with Devimon here. Uh, that shows him what it would be at level 5. We know it cannot go from level 3 to level 5 directly in one fight, but the other fight is going to be a instant level up. So that's how it works right now. So that's the idea of the spreadsheet, right? It's going to help you track your fight, your money, and your stats. Now, there are, like I said, 10 catch slots here. As I said, you only need to actually put here whatever is gonna fight. If you catch something that is not gonna fight, you don't need to put it here. And it's gonna show up on the list, you put it in the roster. So that's the basic idea. Now, there are also right at the end here, there are 5 DNA slots. And DNA slots are quite nice. Like, let's say for whatever reason, I somehow beat Gaia 1 with this team. I'm just gonna show you how it would look. So Demi Devimon is no one defeated Gaia 1, right? So he went from level 5 to level 13. He's now a nice Devimon, right? That's why it shows here, because this is just gonna take from above. But this he is a nice Devimon from this line forward, right? And Snorlaxon is now a Frigimon. Okay, with these stats. So this is the stats that they are most likely gonna have when they reach this level. So Ice Devimon is capped. Frigimon, I don't think it's capped right now, but for whatever reason, I want to DNA them. So I go all the way here. I say I want to DNA them, and I pick the nickname. I don't type the name, I just get the nickname because, as I said, the nickname is like the ID you're giving your Digimon, so you can choose which, if you have more than one Demi-Devimon or more than one Quagamon, which is most likely gonna happen in some runs, you can pick which one you're talking about. Okay, so I just have these two, I'm gonna pick these two. So it's Demi-Devimon. So the nickname is them Devimon, but it is actually a nice Devimon right now, right? Like we're talking, it just beat Gaia for whatever reason. So we go Snow Agumon here, and it's actually a Frigid. Now this DNA, this is what it gives me. It gives me a Toy Agumon that has these stats. So these stats again also calculated with the in-game mechanics. So it's gonna take the parents' current stats and gonna do the math, and this is it. This is how it looks like. You can also give him a nickname if necessary, and he is also available here, or he should be. Oh, it's because yeah, it's just because it's on order here. He is like on the DNA slots all the way down, but I can use him on later fights now. So that's the idea. So that's what this spreadsheet does. So basically, we can track your stats, level, and the Digimon that you have. So now comes the second part. What about the tool here? Now, each of these fights are telling me, hey, this Demi Devimon here at level 3 plus this Noagumon here at level 3 are fighting Kokatorimon. Now, how hard is this fight? How can I beat it fast? That's basically the question that I'm trying to answer. This spreadsheet does not give that answer, but I created the second thing that tries to do that. And it's not perfect by any means. You're probably gonna find some some errors along the way. Maybe I don't know. I didn't fully test it, but I'm gonna show you how it works. Okay, so this is the idea of the spreadsheet. That's what it does. You can get all the catches, all the DNAs, and track your money and your stat. Right? Okay. So let's go here. And there's this second thing that's all of these. So this is a Python script. It's an executable. It's just an exe. You just run it. And what does this do? You have an input here. The input is basically this thing here is a simulator, just like the name say. It's actually a simulator. You're telling the program which fight you want to simulate, and it simulates. That's it. So as an example here, this is Zudokorn versus Leomon, right? This is the boot domain fight. Now, how does this work? The first three slots here are your Digimon. Lines rows 4 to 6 are the enemy Digimon, and the line 7 here is the floor. So even that is being taken into account here. So you don't use none. If there is no floor typing, use nothing. You can use zero. You can use something. There's just not none. None will actually uh, be considered as a typing, and for programming reasons. So basically, this to help you get this, I even created on the speedrun planner here this battle thing here where you can say which battle you're gonna fight. Like I'm gonna fight, let's say Gaia. So Gaia is here, right? So it's step 6. It's fight 6. So it takes Gaia already here and it puts Gaia here. So just gotta you gotta actually type all of these. I mean, this text you can choose. These you gotta type like, okay, I'm gonna fight with Mega Sidramon, Lilymon, Triceramon, which is Zudokorn. These are stats. You can get the stats of your Digimons right here, of course. If you're doing like all using both tools, you can do that. Okay, these are my Digimon, and I'm fighting by fight 6. They're just gonna take Gaia input. So for let's say I was fighting Pokemon Darkrizamon, Deltamon. I could put 7 here, and there they are. These are the stats of that fight, their attacks, and all of that. And all of that is already translated to this section here, which you can just copy and paste there on that other one, or so you can actually use that more efficient. You don't have to keep typing because this is all in one cell in one. But okay, so this is the fight that we're gonna simulate, right? So it's Zudokorn versus Leomon, right? So how does that work? It's pretty simple. You go here and you run it. That's it. So what does this do? It's gonna run for a couple minutes, and I'm gonna keep talking here. This video is already pretty long, but we're almost there. Um, this is gonna take that those sets, like those stats, the Digimon, the attacks, all of that, and that's actually try to, I'm gonna say in a simplified way, simulate the battle. It's gonna, roll turn order based on speed. It's gonna pick one random attack from said Digimon. Like, okay, Lidimon went first. Which attack Lidimon has? She has this attack that is AoE, this attack that is single target. Gonna pick that attack, a random attack, then choose a random target, deal damage, calculate the damage based on the stats, the attack, the floor, the data into vaccine. All of that is taken into consideration here, or should be. So the fact that Lilymon is a data type, Leomon is a vaccine type, you take how strong Flower Cannon is, you take how much defense Leomon has. All of that is taken into consideration here to calculate damage. You go for the next one on the, let's say, on the Q line here for the attacks. Let's say it's Triceramon, whatnot. It's okay. So basically, it does that. If a Digimon is dead, it does not attack anymore, right? Simple enough. Now it does that a million times. Like it actually run. It's not a million rounds. It's a million battles. It run until one side wins, which is usually the player, right? It should be the player, right? And when it runs these fights, it actually calculates some statistics for us to know how to do that, right? So it right now it's running a million of the boot domain boss fight. It's taking all the possible, you know, let's say routes here, options here. Like it's having Mega Sidramon attack Toyagumon first, and then another run is gonna have you use Ice Blast. You get the idea. So at the end of this, all these runs, there's gonna be like a new file here that's gonna tell me, okay, what is this fight? How do I do that to do that fast? How can I optimize that fight? So it finished running. So there's the result here. Go ahead and see. So on top here is some fight statistics. The minimum amount of turns to end that fight is 8. The maximum is 16.6. I'm gonna say it's 16.6 here. I'm just gonna explain here why there are like non-integer values here. It's because for the sake of calculation here, I'm actually telling the program that AoE attacks are counted as having counted like I think it's 1.5 uh, turns because their animation lasts a little longer than a single target. Since we're aiming this for a speed run, I want it to be as as exactly as possible to a real time value, right? So we know an ice blast takes longer than a lightning spear, so I cannot take into consideration only that it's one turn. So I did that for this. I'm not sure if the weights that I did are correct, but that's how it is for now. Which is why it's like a non-integer value here because on this fight he probably used Ice Blast more than once, which makes things actually slower on that particular fight. Then that's the average, the minimum amount of rounds here. Turns are actually any attack. You see the attack animation, it's a turn. Round is the entire, 6 turns maximum there is in a fight, which is so minimum amount of rounds is 2. It's 8 turns to finish the fight. Okay, so get these statistics here. So just a curiosity thing. It's not really important. What is important, I think, for uh, speedrun reasons here is this. Like this here is gonna tell you, okay, the minimum amount of turn was 8, and the minimum amount of rounds was 2. But how do I get that? How do I get these 8 turns? And this is the answer. Like you get Lily on, you use Flower Cannon on Vigilmon, you do 64 damage. Then in this particular simulation here, Leomon went second. Now this is a good time for me to explain this simulation thing does not take into consideration any counters thing or any interrupt. For the sake of the simulation, they are just considered normal attacks, which is why Leomon went second here. Leomon should not go second. He should go third here after Mega Serum. But uh, for the sake of, as I said, it's a simplified way to simulate a fight. And counters and interrupts are considered normal attacks. They don't affect the turn order. They don't change not even damage calculations are different there, which is, of course, a limitation that we have. Also, assists are not here, which means like uh, I don't take into consideration possible healing from the enemy. And that is something that I could take into account later, but it's going to be hard because you got to consider the enemy AI. But for now, it's just this. I did make it compatible with defense now. So if you have Scissor Claw or Dual Scissor Claw, and the damage calculation actually is going to take that into consideration for that turn and future turns. So since that it's like the most viable strategy that we have, and it's going to be there, I thought it would be better for me to actually make it compatible with defense now, so you can put Caesar Claw here and it's gonna calculate the damage correctly. All right, so this is the door, right? Lilymon attacks Vidromon, Mega Sidramon, Leomon, Triceramon attacks Vidromon. So this is actually what we aim for, right? Both Lilymon and Triceramon goings before Vidromon, because Vidromon dies on this attack, which is why he is not here. It's just Toyagumon, and this is round one. And then on round two, starts here, Lilymon go on Toyagumon, Mega Sidramon finishes off Leomon, and Triceramon finishes off Toyagumon. Which is exactly how we play right now. Like this is how we found this is the answer that we got for how to optimize that fight. Uh, the idea here is that we can do that to any fight now. I mean, of course, considering all the simplistic things that comes along with no counters, no interrupts. But if you're using like dual Caesar Claw, your Grizzly Wings, your Lightning Spears, or Horn Busters, or no name attack, it's gonna be there. If it's an attack thing, it's gonna be there. You can just change things, and you can see how fast you can beat specific fight and exactly what you need to do to beat that fight, right? That's basically it, right? So you have one spreadsheet here to track your progress and you plan your stats. And then once you have your stats, like I want to do this fight, you can go on the other one and actually run simulation to see how good you can be, how fast you can be on that fight, right? And if you lose, I'm pretty sure I actually didn't try, but I'm pretty sure it tells you like if you're taking too much damage, you're gonna die here, and it's gonna be like, okay, it's 2 turns because you died. The minimum of turns is 2, but you died. You figure it out. You see how it works. So yeah, that's the idea, and I hope you all enjoy this. I was actually hoping to share this sooner, but I didn't have much time to record this or to actually, finish off like polish the both the program and the spreadsheet here so it's understandable. And yeah, I hope it helps someone. And that's it. I'll see you next time.